All right, so today is the first tournament of the season for the FKBT on the Winter Haven chain. Not really the Winter Haven chain, but kind of is. It's mixed between that and some other landlocked lakes, and it's just a bunch of different lakes that we can choose from. Got to a spot where I found in practice one little grass patch out in this little cove where I found a bunch of fish in that little grass patch. Lines in was about 15 minutes ago, and it was still too dark, so I just kind of been sitting here, and now I'm about to start fishing. But it looks like there's fish on the patch, but we'll see. All right, first fish. Yeah, they're down there. We gotta get them to bite. 13 and a half. Well, 13 and a half to start the day. Goodbye. There's more down there. I just gotta get them to bite. All right, I got the wacky rig tied on, see if that helps. Oh, dang it! A decent one. Oh my god, dude. I just caught a fish without being on camera. Maybe I did, maybe I don't know, I can't remember. But if I didn't get it on camera, I caught my second fish on the wacky rig again, where I was losing them. Alright, so I just caught a little 14. Just randomly stopped out here in the middle, marked some stuff, so threw at it. $12 and a quarter, bleeding a little bit. Keep going. Okay, well, that's a 12. Maybe one more, get a limit. It's not a big limit at all, though. So that turned out exactly how I thought it was going to be. A bunch of small ones, but I did get a limit. That grass patch I started on in the morning, it was really good during practice. It had a bunch of fish on it, and it looked like some bigger marks on it as well. But during the tournament, they seemed to be gone. There was still some lingering here and there, but they were not biting as good as they were last time. So that kind of made things a little different, and I just started going around the whole lake trying to find other grass patches, and somehow scrambled up a limit, but a small limit. But I want to talk a little bit about those two fish that I missed off that wacky rig, and why I missed them, and how I fixed it to get a better hookup ratio. So what I was using was this wacky rig hook from Core Tackle. Let's see if I can close up right here. But it's a weighted wacky hook with a spring on the back. I'll take off this bait. This is the stick bait I was using. It's just a black and blue stick bait, 5-inch, and it has this little spring on there so you can put it on and your hook's exposed. So when you pull it out of the package, this hook is bent out just a little bit, and I didn't mess with it at all. I just pulled out of the package, tied it on, and started fishing with it. And the first 2 bites I got on it, they just jumped off right away as soon as they came out the water. And so what I did after those 2, I took some pliers and I just kind of pinched it just a little bit. I just bent it in to where I can get a better hookup ratio. And after I did that, that's when I started getting more fish to the boat. So just a little thing there, if you decide to go with this kind of hook, just bend it in a little bit and you'll get a better hookup ratio. And all you gotta do is just spin it on there like so. And I have it just like that, or like that. So, and then you can see it really good on the scope and see what is coming after it. And what they seem to like is when I drop it down in the grass, is when I quickly pulled it back up. It wasn't like a subtle little twitch here and there. What they really keyed on is when I ripped it through there, and that's when they bit it. The rod I was using for the Wacky rig is a Lew's LSF series in a 7.4 extra fast. Seemed to do pretty good. For the reel, I have a Lew's Hyper Mag 300 size series. It's like a 3000 with 10-pound braid. So, and I have a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader on there. That in the minnow. The minnow was a key player too. It's the Strike King Z2, and they like the baby size color, not the 4-inch, but the baby, which is, I think, is like 3 1/4, 3.5 or something like that. And the deal color. Or for the jig head, I'm throwing a Owner, I forgot what it's called. It's an Owner jig head. I'll post it right here which one it is. It's the same rod that I used up in New York. It's the Lew's LSF series in a 6.9 medium light fast with a 200 size Lew's shallow custom light. It's a shallow spool, which I think helps out a lot with this very thin diameter line I have. I have the Sunline sinking braid. I'll post right here. I'm not sure what it's named. I forgot, but I think I have 10-pound on that, and I have 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. So I love this rod for the minnow. It works really well, and yeah. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I missed those fish and what I did to correct it. Rough tournament. I didn't really expect a whole lot out of it. I barely got to practice all the lakes. I got to practice maybe 2 lakes out of the 8 that we could fish. If I had a little bit more time to practice, I might have found something different, but that's all I had to go to, and I just somehow made a limit out of it. And by the way, I just opened up a merch store, so if you'd like to support the channel, support me going to these national events and creating more content, informational content. I'll try to explain everything that I'm doing throughout the tournaments and stuff. So if you'd like to support the channel a little bit more than, or you already are just watching this, there's a link down below to my merch store, and yeah, it's just a bunch of Elite Stick stuff right there. I don't really like the thought of having Chris Mitchell fishing on shirts. It's just weird. So I made a brand, Elite Sticks. You guys probably seen it before with that whole starting a brand or starting a company and failing and stuff, but we're gonna see where it goes. We're gonna see how Elite Sticks works out. I'm just gonna keep that name and see what it comes up with. But anyways, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the bottom, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.